So this is the Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse exclusive Daredevil The Man Without Fear 3-pack. We have Bullseye, Elektra, and Daredevil. As far as I'm concerned, this is only sold on Hasbro Pulse or overseas, which is where I got mine. So you can see on the front of the box, they went with like a little bit of articulated comic book art, kinda. They're posing up the figures in action poses. And while this is okay, I still don't like it compared to like the comic book art style covers like the Venom Riot and Agony 3-pack. That cover was really cool because it's like a very artistic drawing. It's like a comic book cover, and I like that. But if they're gonna go the articulated comic book art route, the ACBA route, then I might as well go all out and do a diorama, do backdrops, make it look like an ACBA shot, and actually kind of make it stand out, or just make it look a little better. And we did have issues with Mystique and Gore. The digital renders on those boxes were inaccurate representations of the final product. And in this one, we have that in reverse. So it's still inaccurate, but it's in our favor this time around because Daredevil is shown with pinned elbows there. We can't see the knees. Actually, I can see a pin on the knee right there. So he's shown with pin joints, and he comes pinless, completely pinless, because he's on the new Spider-Man body mold from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack. So that is inaccurate, but it works in our favor because we want the pinless stuff, but it's shown with the pinned elbows. All the other ones are shown accurately. Elektra's pinless, and she is pinless on the digital render. And then Bullseye is the same old Bullseye from before, so he's got the pins. And there's the backside displaying the figures or digital renders of them and the accessories that they come with. And there again, you can see the pins on Daredevil. Alright, so here is our 3-pack out of the box. Bullseye is 100% repainted. It's the same thing as before. We have a new Daredevil here with the new body from Spider-Man, and we have a new Elektra too with the new body as well. So 2 new versions of characters and then 1 repaint for this 3-pack. I think the retail price is $77.99 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it's $74.99, making each figure $24.99 each. So Bullseye even comes with the same accessories as before, which is the screaming, yelling head. We've seen it before, but this time it is painted better than before, so I guess that's a plus. But I do feel like they should have taken this opportunity to just give us all 3 new versions of each character. So why give us a new Elektra, a new Daredevil, and skimp out on Bullseye? I don't know why. So that's just a missed opportunity. But the paint apps are definitely better. They have some red or pinkish in the eyes there, so it looks like he's even more pissed off. I really dig the new paint job here. I just wish the figure was, we've gotten this figure before, and this should have been a new updated Bullseye. He does come with a left fist because the figure itself comes with a right fist there and a grabby left hand there, so that means he's got a right grabby hand as well. And then we have that same pointing finger with the thumbs up hand that we've gotten before, and then the same blade throwing hand right there with some nice warped blades because they're soft pliable plastic, too soft to the point that they warp in the package, so that's unfortunate as well. And then we do get a knife, which we've gotten way back since 2012. It's the same one, all black though. It's all black molded, no painted blade. They should have painted the blade silver. I mean, especially since we have a sword over here that's painted silver. So again, Bullseye just got the shit end of the stick here, I guess. Alright, so he's done. Let's take a look at Daredevil, which is actually ladies first here. We'll leave Daredevil for last, especially since he is the one everyone's, I guess, looking forward to. But I'm actually really excited about this Elektra because she looks fantastic. I love the new updated body for her. We got the double jointed pinless elbows, the bicep swivel there, and the double jointed pinless knees right there. There's the thigh cut. I was gonna say, why am I stuttering in this part? But here's the back side, and there's a loose piece. I think this is probably the same piece from before, so that's reused. But the the body parts are brand new or different. It's newer than before. So she looks great. She comes with this head sculpt right here, which is a new head sculpt too, so that's good. And then we have this fantastic brand new one. I love this one with the hair all over the place with the big hair. So if you want Elektra with the big hair, there you go. Crazy Super Saiyan 3 hair. But this looks great. I love the sculpt and I love the face printing here. I mean, this face sculpt is very good. if I can get it to focus. There you go, that's a little better, but I think that looks pretty good. So she does come with a katana here with a silver blade painted. Thankfully they didn't just give us the all black blade, but you can see the hilt or the handle is black and then silver paint for the blade. A little scuff right there, the tiniest little scuff there. But let me go ahead and point it out anyways because people will freak out if I don't. And then we have a pair of sais here, which are also painted silver. And if you look carefully, there is a scuff right there. I want to say these are the same size as before, so these are reused pliable, so they came out of the package a little warped, unfortunately. So hot water, cold water might have to be applied to that. And then the figure comes with the same old hands, because we've seen these hands before. So that's to hold the sai there, and then the left hand is a grabby hand just to hold it normally. And then we get a pair of fists in case you don't want her holding anything. You can put the fist on instead. And here's Daredevil. We got the new body for him here. A little controversial, I guess. Some people want it, some people don't want it on this body. I don't know what makes people happy anymore, but it's a new updated Daredevil finally after getting many repaints of the Bucky Cat mold for Daredevil. It's on the Spidey mold, which has the toe hinges here. This is the second time they used the toe hinges, and the first time they used it since Spider-Man, since the one that actually first used it. So I wonder if we will get to see more of this because they haven't necessarily been using it as much as we all thought they would be using it. But you can see the double jointed elbows and the knees, and they're all pinless right there. As far as paint apps, I don't see any big issues. Maybe you guys will see something that I miss, but as far as I can see right now, I don't see anything right now. But yeah, there's Daredevil, and he does come with some accessories now. Again, a new Daredevil, but some old accessories, unfortunately. We get the same old rope effects that I don't care for, I don't ever use. They're fixed in this position, we've seen it before, and I feel like they should have used this opportunity to just give us new rope effects. Just give us a bendy wire for the ropes, why not? Just give us a straight up bendy wire. I think we would have liked that a little bit better, but of course these come with the little batons there that you can attach at the end of them, or you can have him hold or holster on his side like we've done 100 million times before with all the previous Daredevils. There you go, nice tight fit, and they're all red. It's not the same red as the suit, it's a little slightly darker red, but they're the same exact mold as the old one, so we get old accessories on a new Daredevil body. And then as you can see, we get a right fist and a left fist as an alternate, and then you get a left open hand and a right open hand as an alternate right there. Now, is it just me, or from some angles, does it seem like the head is just a tad bit too big for the body? Or is it just the fact that he's so, maybe it's because he's so slender. It seems like he's he's muscular, but he's not as wide or beefy as some of the other Daredevils. The head just seems like it's a little big. Maybe, from this angle it seems like it's a little big, but then from here it looks okay. Looks okay there. So, I don't know. Maybe his head's a little wide. But it's very small, and I pick it up on certain angles. And, maybe you will too. Let me know what you guys think about that. So normally, for sake of time in the video of a multi-figure pack, I like to skip some of the articulation points on older figures that we've seen a million times before, but some people complain about that, so I guess we're going to go through it here this time around and see if you guys like it a little bit better. With me including it, hopefully you're okay with the length of the video being a little longer though. But we've seen this 100 times before, but we're going to go ahead and see it again for a select few of you guys. So the head sits on a ball jointed hinge. It goes up and it goes down. We get a swivel left and right, and then there's a head tilt. And while we're here, might as well take a closer look at the face. It's the same exact face sculpt we've seen before, just painted, a different paint. I guess it looks a lot better. Their paint jobs on their face sculpts are making a difference, even on older sculpts. But that still doesn't change my opinion on this figure. It should have been a brand new Bullseye. Anyways, back to the articulation. Head on a ball jointed hinge, swivel left and right, forward and back, in and out on the arms. There's a butterfly joint right there. pretty deep backwards and pretty okay going forward. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge right there. There's an ab crunch at the torso and a waist swivel. This belt keeps riding up high for whatever reason, but you gotta move it down at the thigh. And then yeah, there you go. That works a little bit better. So now it's a little bit more even on his waist. But you can see there's a waist swivel, ab crunch. Legs will kick forward, they go back down, in and out. Again, this waist piece is going to hinder it a little bit there. Obviously, you can see the right leg kicks out further. And then we have a thigh swivel, double jointed elbows. There's a shin swivel, ankle hinge, and an ankle rocker at the foot right there. While we're here, let's take a look and see if there's any paint chips, because I don't want anybody freaking out if I miss anything. So let's take a look. So we got a little black piece here. No, it's just a flake. Just a flake, just like Venom, but people don't want to believe me on. There you go. Oh, that's just another flake. And that's just another flake. Okay, so all the black dots on the white were just flakes of plastic that look like paint chips. But thankfully, I was able to catch that on video this time around. So, I saved you the time of having to make a video about my video. Nothing on the legs that I can see. There's a little sheath there for his knife. A little bit of paint scuffing. I mean, I just want to make sure I get it all. Very small there, but man, I can't find anything else for you guys to talk about. Let's see. I mean, there's a few black spots on the forearm there. Alright, let's move on, because I'll be here all day. I don't want this video being too long, you know? Alright, so we have Elektra. Head is on a ball jointed hinge. Her big hair is going to hinder it, of course. So she's not going to look up. She'll look down as far as this hair allows it to, so it doesn't look down too much. Left and right, I mean, very hindered, but the sculpt, you could still move it somewhat, but you gotta be understandable about the hair sculpt. So I get it. All right, there you go. Arms are gonna go forward and back, in and out, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. If I can bend, there you go. And then we have a wrist swivel and a hinge at the wrist there. Diaphragm joint at the torso, that is pretty deep, goes all the way around. As for the waist, there's no waist swivel. Legs will kick forward, they kick up pretty high, they go back down, in and out on the thighs. There's a swivel at the thigh, and double jointed knees right there, as well as an ankle hinge and an ankle rocker. There's a nice little white chip or flake of plastic here. Let me get that off before it confuses people. Alrighty. Alright, so here she is with the alternate head sculpt, and this, again, looks so good. I love this look. I love the difference in the two head sculpts. Very drastic difference there. I love it. It just looks so nice. The face printing came out good, and the hair, it came out really, really good too. Let's take a quick closer look in here, see if we have any issues. There's a little black nick here that came off with a little rub. Alright, so no issue there. As far as paint apps are concerned, I see a little seam on this forearm that could use another coat of paint, because you can see the seam. But overall, it's pretty clean so far. They did a good job with the legs here, because the legs are painted in various, I think the whole leg is a white mold, and then they painted on the skin tones to make it look like she's wearing some sort of wrap around her legs, which I'm not a fan of. I wish that was sculpted on, but at least the paint job is clean. But hopefully they stray away from that, because that could cause a lot of QC issues. There's a slight bleed of the skin on the white right there, so, and you can almost see some of the the paintbrush strokes or whatever strokes they use to paint the figure. You can see through it. So I would rather prefer it be a separate molded piece on there. And because the leg is a white mold with just skin tone painted on it, it doesn't completely match with the plastic mold skin tone thigh piece or groin piece right here. It's not 100% match, but it's pretty good from a distance. But up close with the bright lights, you can definitely see the difference in color right there. Alright, let's go through the articulation of Daredevil. His head sits on a barbell peg, yep, with a slight little divot right here, just like Spider-Man had, so he can look up a little higher, but then that does leave a gap when you have him normally posed. So there's that. A lot of people didn't like that. Uh, I don't like seeing that either, so I wish they could stray away from that. But again, I guess that allows for more range of it looking up. But even with that there, it doesn't look up that much high. I don't know. It looks up, but you would expect them to look straight up. Swivel at the head tilting, pretty good. Arms will go forward and back. They go in and out. We have the butterfly joint at the chest. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge, dual torso articulation with the diaphragm joint and the ab crunch. So, I mean, you can get him bending forward all the way, and then you can get him bending back pretty far back. You can break his back right there. So, good Spider-Man range, as we all expected. And twist, tilt, twist and shout, whatever you want to do with him. Leg will kick forward, goes down, in and out, about this far. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and to the point where it's so tight it's almost popping off the shin right there. But there is a shin swivel, hinge at the ankle with a rocker, and a toe hinge at the foot. Alright, so I don't always have the older figure of every character available for comparison. I may have owned it in the past, but just like every regular collector, we tend to downsize and try to be selective to make this hobby affordable. And I may sell some older figures off, especially when they made 30 versions of the same character. Like when they make 10 different Captain Americas, I'm not going to have every single Captain America or Venom or whatnot. So I may not have it, but this time, luckily, this time for this video, I do have some older Daredevils to compare it next to, and I do have the older Bullseye and the older Elektra, so I'm going to be able to show you guys the comparison next to the older ones. But it would be nice to own every figure in the entire world that has ever been released. Anyways, here is the Daredevil, the new one, next to the previous one that came in the Luke Cage multi-pack, which I think was a Amazon exclusive. You can see he's got some batons there, but they're actually slightly different. This time, they don't connect to each other like the older one does. So they both have peg holes in them so they can connect to the rope piece that he comes with. So I was mistaken earlier. I thought they were reused from before, but I think these were used before. I don't think they're entirely new. They're just not reused from this specific Daredevil right here, because these are the ones that connect to each other. And then obviously these have paint apps too, so they put the silver on the ends of them, which I do like that a little bit better. But you can see here the older Daredevil is on the Bucky Cap mold. The new one is taller. The red is pretty much matching completely 100%, while this one has darker gloves, darker belt, darker boots, and then the lighter or brighter red, darker logo on the torso. You can see this logo is barely visible. It's a different red, but it's not dark like that one, so you don't see it as easily. But there's a side-by-side between these two. And then here is the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure Wave version. So you can see the paint deck was slightly different from that last one I showed you guys, but it's still the same Bucky Cap mold. But this time around we have brighter gloves, boots, belts, and logo, while it's darker on the actual suit itself right there. And then here is the Daredevil from the SPDR, the Spider Build-A-Figure Wave, and this is the one that actually used these ropes and batons, so that's where this is coming from. And I like this look. This is a retooling of the Bucky Cap mold that we've seen already twice in this comparison, but they gave us new forearms and boots, which I love the boots, the addition of the boots, and just like, I don't know, I just like the way this looks, and the black version is pretty cool too. But you can see here, it's about the same height as the previous Daredevils I just showed. He's still shorter than the new one over here on the right side. Overall, the new one on the right side just seems a little bit more slender and just skinny, I guess is the word for it. Tall and skinnier. And then here he is next to the Walgreens exclusive, yellow and reddish, brownish colored Daredevil here. It's on the Bucky Cap mold, so same as the first two I showed you guys. And then here he is next to the retro vintage carded Spider-Man series Daredevil. And this one is taller than those Bucky Cap ones, about the same height, maybe a little shorter than this new one here. And here he is next to Galactus. Alright, and here is our new Elektra next to our previous Elektra, and this is the one also included in the SPDR Spider Build-A-Figure Wave, and you can see this is on the old outdated female body mold with a single jointed elbows, no bicep swivel, and got those massive pins on the knees, all gone here on the new Elektra, and they said that they couldn't do this at one point, and look at them doing it now. It looks fantastic on the new one, and I'm so happy that we're going away from that. But you see here, she is wearing the same skirt piece or whatever cloth piece that's called on both figures. The same hands here holding the sai there. So some parts are reused, but for the most part, it is a newer, all new Elektra. Alright, and I do want to have the regular head sculpt on there with the bandana so we can have the same look, kinda. And you can see there the big difference between the two in terms of face sculpt and paint and hair sculpt as well. And here she is next to Galactus. Alright, in our last and final comparison, we have the two Bullseyes. We have the new one on the right side, and then on the left side we have the old one. As you can see, exact same figure, sculpt, mold, and everything, except for the paint deco. They changed up the line work on the shins there. And then, of course, the torso is that light blue color, which, from my understanding, is accurate. He's got an added line on his neck collar piece there. Just slight, subtle differences. They added a line on the new one. Even the forearms have an extra line there. Face sculpt, face paint, even from this distance you can see the difference a paint job makes on the same face sculpt here. It just looks so much better. They painted on the lip color and just the skin tone just looks overall better. And here he is next to Galactus. Taking a closer look at Bullseye, I did find a white paint splotch on the black of his mask, and unfortunately the mask part is painted. The whole mold is skin toned, so if I use acetone, it's gonna rub off the black, so that's not gonna happen. So unfortunately, that paint mark's gonna be there. Alright, that's gonna wrap things up here for this review of the Daredevil 3-pack with Elektra, Daredevil, and Bullseye. Overall, I'm really happy about Elektra. I'm pretty happy about Daredevil. I feel like he's not 100% the definitive version, but he's definitely an improvement from the previous ones. And then Bullseye, I like the paint apps on the face, but that's about it. I wish this was a brand new Bullseye, as I keep saying. So I'm bummed about him for sure. I mean, gosh, that's just a missed opportunity. We should have gotten a brand new Bullseye. That's all I'm saying. So overall, great 3-pack for those who are in need of these characters. I like that we're getting the white attire or white variant version of Elektra. We haven't gotten that before. We gotten the red one, and I'm sure they're gonna go ahead and release a red one again on this new body eventually. I hope so. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hey, go ahead and make a video talking about my video if that's what makes you happy, and hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. As always, everyone, take care, take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.